Hello guys, Bagaga here, and Konami yesterday announced that you can actually use tokens for link summoning. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity to give you the top 10 token generators in Yu-Gi-Oh! To prepare you for the upcoming link format and also show you some cards that might have the potential to be really powerful in the future because they generate a ton of tokens that you can use to summon link monsters from your extra deck. So without further ado, let's go. And at number 10 we have Scylla Conquer. This is a very old card from Invasion of Chaos, and its effect is that you can banish 2 water monsters from your graveyard to special summon a token to your side on the field. And what I should mention is that this is not once per turn, so in the late game in any type of water deck you can special summon probably like 3 to 4 tokens. It would also make sense if you see this card in any lawn mowing deck with a ton of water monsters into it, because this card can turn games around on its own. Just normal summon it, special summon a ton of tokens, go into several link monsters at the same time, and just abuse this card to generate a ton of tokens. So at number 9 we have Phantom Sky Blaster. This card is very generic, it's level 4, and when it's normal summoned you get a token, and if you control more monsters than one you get also more tokens. So let's say you normal summon this guy, if you control already a monster you get 2 tokens to your side on the field for free. Now the good thing about Phantom Sky Blaster is that he's level 4, which a lot of the other cards on this list simply aren't. And that just has a ton of synergy. So for example, you can just summon this guy, get 2 tokens, link summon, and then go into a rank 4 monster from there. He also has the additional option to deal burn damage to your opponent with the tokens on your side on the field. So that's just an additional option that this card has. It's actually much better than a ton of other token generators in the game, because it's so generic and it doesn't have any restrictions. Let's move on to a number 8, and here we have Parent Seahorse. Yes, this card is not as generic as Phantom Sky Blaster, but then on the other hand its potential and its ceiling is just higher. You can only special summon this card by the effect of a worm type monster. You can reduce its level by 1 and then special summon a token, and you can activate this effect up to twice per turn. So it just reduces its level 3 times, summon 3 tokens, and the best thing about this card is that it's also a tuner. Summon this guy and immediately special summon a link 2 monster and also a level 5 synchro monster afterwards. Now of course this card will mainly see play in worm type decks. Definitely the potential is there to abuse this card and to do crazy stuff with it, so it deserves to spot at number 8. Moving on to our number 7 we have Cosmic Compass. This is a generic level 1 monster, and if it's normal summoned you get tokens up to the number of monsters your opponent controls. So let's just say your opponent opened and he has like 3 monsters on the field, you get 3 tokens for free. And that's actually really powerful now, because that means if your opponent overextends and summons a ton of monsters in one turn and has this ridiculous opening play, you can just normal summon this guy and basically force a negation from your opponent, because otherwise you get like 3 to 4 tokens and can just special summon like 2 or maybe even 3 link monsters in one turn. That's really not what your opponent wants. Now this card is only good if you go second, but just the fact that this card is generic makes it actually really useful, and I wouldn't be surprised if this card sees play in the future. And at number 6 we have Photon Sanctuary. You can simply special summon 2 tokens to your side on the field. The only downside to this card is that you can only summon light monsters for the rest of the turn, but to be honest with you guys, that's not a huge downside if you're playing a pure light deck anyway. So just getting 2 tokens without wasting your normal summon, and also having the option, because the tokens have a decent attack stat, to use them otherwise, is just really good in my opinion. And this card will definitely see play in any light deck in the future which is based on link summon, I can assure you that. Next is the number 5 spot, and here we have Scape Ghosts. This card is not only really cute, I mean look at this artwork, it's just adorable, but it also generates 4 tokens for free for you and just gives you a ton of tokens. First of all, you can triple those tokens. They have no restrictions at all. You can use them for a link summon, you can use them for a synchro summon, and it just has a lot of different options. Also there are zombie dark type monsters. It could be that in the future maybe you get a link monster which restricts you to using zombie type monsters, and Scape Ghosts could be a really powerful option to summon such a monster. The only downside that the card has to offer is that it's slow because it's a flip effect monster, but nevertheless the card is still very powerful and deserves the number 5 spot on this list. And at our number 4 spot we have the Brother of Scapegoats, Scapegoat. This is a really old school card that everybody thought was completely power creeped and unusable, but now if you activate this card in the end phase of your opponent's turn, special summon 4 tokens to evade his downside effect that you cannot summon monsters the turn you activate it. A lot of people overlook this card and think it's not that great anymore. The fact that you can use this card for link summon also for defensive purposes is very powerful. It's also chainable to Twin Twister, anything like that. Just activating this card to defend yourself and then also have access to link monsters is actually very useful. I mean, you could just special summon 2 Mrs. Radiant with this card only. So just summoning 2 beat sticks to your side on the field with only 1 card, sign me up. I mean, I have nothing against that. And at our number 3 spot we have number 42 Galaxy Tomahawk. This card is actually really powerful because it special summons up to 5 tokens to your side on the field, and now that this card is in the extra deck monster zone, it's actually much more powerful because otherwise you could only special summon 4 tokens, now you can special summon 5 tokens at the same time. And you can use this card together with the tokens to, you guessed it, link summon. And that's actually ridiculous because you can summon a link 6 monster with this card only. I don't know about you guys, but at the current point in time, link 3 monsters are already powerful. How powerful are link 6 monsters in the future? At our number 2 spot we have Dandelion. Of course this card needs to be sent to the graveyard to activate its effect, but you can just cheat this effect by sending it to the graveyard with Foolish Warrior or Mathematician. Or just discard it with any kind of discard effect, for example Quick Draw Synchron, and then just generate 2 tokens. This is just a very powerful first turn play that doesn't take away your normal summon, and this card also is very easy to incorporate in every single deck that just wants to summon tokens. Just 1 Foolish Warrior, 1 Mathematician, and there you go. Just summon Dandelion, generate tons of tokens. It's not once per turn. You can revive it, send it to graveyard over and over and over again, and just the abuse potential is there to do really stupid stuff with this card. Of course, like always, before we come to the top spot, I want to take a minute to talk about some honorable mentions. So first of all, we have a very old card from Phantom Darkness called Lobster, which generates 3 tokens if it's tributed for a dark monster. Now this card is very specific, I know that. Generate 3 tokens for free and just get a link 3 monster for free while you tribute summon a monster, and that's definitely not bad, so I just want to mention this card because nobody else mentioned it. Also Dracossack, of course Tomahawk is simply better than Dracossack, let's be honest. But Dracossack on its own does several things, so link summoning with Dracossack after you use its effect to destroy an opponent's card is definitely an option, and then that makes just Dracossack that much better now. Also every Mecha Phantom Beast that was ever created that generates tokens is also now much better, and the entire archetype on its own. And then another card that could have some potential is Black Garden. Now the main problem with Black Garden is that I'm very unsure about this card. To be honest with you, I had a very hard time to determine how good Black Garden is. It's very slow. Your opponent has to go second, and then in the 3rd turn of the duel you can mainly use the effect of Black Garden to your advantage, but even then it also works against you, so I'm not really sure how good this card really is, and also it generates tokens for your opponent, so there are a lot of up and downsides for this card, but there could be a Black Garden control in the future that is focused around plants and link summons. It wouldn't surprise me, but at the current point in time I think Black Garden shouldn't be overhyped, because simply there are a ton of downsides to it and it's also very slow on its own. And at our number 1 we have a very obvious pick, it's Gofu Days of Shadow. I mean, this was foreseeable. What else could be there? Gofu is just ridiculous. You don't waste your normal summon, you just special summon him, get 2 tokens for free. Afterwards you can use Link Spider to summon Decode Talker. It's the amount of combos out there just with Gofu are already insane. And I can assure you that this card will only become stronger in the future. It doesn't have any downside. It's not like Sweet or Terratop that needs a certain card in the deck to work. that you could maybe draw, like Takotenborg. You just special summon it for free. It's just a one card power play, kind of like instant fusion with Norden, and we all know how powerful these cards are. Gofu is by far the best token generator in the game right now. And that's it, my top 10 list of the best token generators for link summoning. I really hope you enjoyed this list. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.